So our experiment in a 25-foot RV is complete, and we are ready to dish all the dirt.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
So keep watching to the end so you know exactly what RV we're going to be in long term. For those of you who haven't watched us before, we have been in a Winnebago 24T for the last 6 weeks. It was a loaner from Winnebago, but that's not what we drive on a daily basis.
Yeah, our daily driver is a 35-foot Tiffin diesel pusher. We have the Tiffin Allegra open road, and we've had her since 2017.
And we have been full-time for the last 6 years, so let's compare these two RVs and see which one turned out to be our fave. So let's start with what we liked most about this Winnebago 25-foot Class C.
Yeah, the number one thing for me was less money on fuel. We weren't filling up a 100-gallon tank, we were filling up a 24-gallon tank. It was diesel, and we got to still use our open roads fuel savings card, which that was a plus.
Yeah, it's really nice, and we were pulling up to the pump. And when I say pulling up to the pump, I mean any pump.
Right.
It's so weird not to have to look for a truck stop, especially in those smaller towns and those smaller areas like Door County, which is where we were driving it.
Yeah, I forgot what it's like to just not have to think about pulling into a fuel station or a gas station. Just pull in, jump out, fill up, and off you go.
Yeah, so that was definitely a bonus.
Yeah. Nice.
All right, so the next bonus we want to talk about is ease of setup.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it was so fast to set this up. Even if we were in a spot where we weren't quite level, it still was so simple to get it all set up. And it was like, bam, done.
Yeah, it was one slide, vice 4. Didn't even feel like we were setting up. It felt like we
parked.
Pulled in, parked, and we were good to go. So that was super easy.
And I know what you guys are saying. Well, of course it's easier to set up. You have less stuff. Well, that is a part of getting a smaller RV. You know that comes with the territory. So you have less stuff sitting out, less stuff to put away, and all of that is an advantage when you just want to get in, drop jacks, and be done.
Yeah, I like that. Drop jacks.
Drop jacks.
Be done. Yeah.
All right, so what's next, Phil?
For me, hands down, the technology throughout the 24T. The Winnebago Connect was so easy to use and navigate. I could control everything from my phone, whether I was inside the rig or outside the rig. We can't do that in Ruby because technology has passed her by, that's for sure.
So how old is Ruby again?
She's going to be 9
I
this
can't
year.
even believe we've had the RV that long.
And, well, we've had her since 17, so we've had her about 8 years.
Yeah. So there is a lot of new technology that she does not have on board that this Winnebago had, and it was really nice.
Yeah, it had me drooling, and I was thinking, can I swap these out for this? No, I can't.
All right, another big one is campsites. It is so much easier to find a campsite that we fit into when we're 10 feet smaller.
Yeah.
It is so easy to get last minute campsites because we did it. We canceled plans last minute and I got a campsite easy. There were a lot more options available to us that wouldn't have been there if we were in a 35-foot vice the 25-foot. And of course, the one thing that is the coolest, and that is stealth camping.
Oh, no.
Stealth camping, if we took the Jeep off the back, we could back into a parking spot, let the overhang hang over the grassy part, and we fit in a regular parking place in that RV. So that is something we've never been able to do before.
Yeah, we actually pulled into a grocery store, and we only took 2 spaces front to back by 10 long way that we have to do in Ruby. So that definitely was a plus. But I gotta say, the one thing that outside of technology that I really liked was Stacy driving the rig.
Oh, I did.
That's what I thought you
I
were
wasn't
going to
waiting
say.
for that. Oh, well, that's not going to be on my list of pros.
It's
That's
on
going to be
mine.
on your list of pros. But I did drive it. It was really easy to drive. I felt like I was driving a truck. It was very simple. I was nervous when I first sat down, and that's just because I haven't driven it before. But by the end of that trip, I was very comfortable driving it. I felt good, and if we had that RV, we would both be driving it.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, the view from the passenger seat was quite nice.
Very funny. Okay, let's see what else. We have our list over here on the left in case you're wondering. And yes, Phil does have a cold. It's all sinuses.
Yeah.
So his voice is a little scruffy right now.
Scruffy? Yeah. That's what we call it. Scruffy.
Scruffer.
At a recent Someday Crew event, I pulled out Release and started using it to clean a picnic table. And somebody said, "Oh wait, you actually use that?"
And they are not only today's video sponsor, but this is our daily cleaner around the RV.
Once you try it, Release will be your go-to cleaning product on every surface inside and outside the RV. I've used it all over this RV and it gets the job done. What we love most about this product is it's made in the USA, biodegradable, and non-toxic. It's even safe enough to use on ceramic coatings for those occasional stubborn bugs. Release cuts through the dirt and grime, including baked on bug guts on the front cap and carbon soot on the tires. You can pick up Release in their 32-ounce ready-to-use spray bottle, but the cheapest way to use Release is with their Ultra Concentrate. Each gallon of Release Ultra Concentrate will make 80 ready-to-use 32-ounce bottles at just over $1 a bottle.
Use our coupon code and save 10% on your purchase. Free shipping to the lower 48 for any purchase over $100.
Pick up Release today for all your house and RV cleaning needs.
So we do have a long list of both, but we're only going to give you our top things.
Few, yeah.
We don't want to bore you with the long drawn out thing. So we should talk about load shedding.
Yeah, I was just
That
gonna
was
say,
one of our favorite
yeah.
things about this Winnebago is the load shedding.
Yeah, again, another feature we wish Ruby had. But if the AC was running and Stacy went to throw something in the microwave, it sensed that. It turned off the AC, sent all the power to the microwave. And when the microwave was done, the AC came back on. No more having to jump up last minute and go, oh, wait, hold on, let me do this and that. No more popping breakers.
Not that I would have ever done that,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah. We ask us how we know about popping breakers.
It is really smart. It really senses everything that
Yeah.
you're doing. So it's on, off, whether it's ACs, microwaves, blow
The
dryers,
induction cooktop.
all of it.
Yeah.
It senses your power and it knows where to go and what to shut off and what to turn back on.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Truly amazing technology to have. And those of you that have that technology, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah. All right. So those are our top
Pros.
pros,
Yes.
and I will try to get together a blog with a bunch of other stuff that we really liked about being in a 25 footer as opposed to a 35 footer, and this one specifically because it's our only frame of reference right now. But along with all the pros, there are some negatives. So let's talk about some of the things that we felt did not work for us.
The number one thing was no space separation. During the day, we were sitting in the living room or the dining area. And at night, we went to bed in the living room or the dining area. So it was the not having a door, a physical space barrier between the bedroom and the living area. That was kind of, towards the end, was kind of problematic.
And the reason this was so hard for us is because we are on totally different schedules.
Yes.
So I get up sometimes 2 or 3 hours before Phil, depending on what's going on, if I want to get a jump on work. And when I get up, I felt bad, like I was waking him up because, you know, he was in the main living space. So there was even a point where I got up to go for a workout and I sat on the floor to put my shoes on because we hadn't set up the chairs yet and I was afraid I was going to wake him up. So for us, having that separate space allows me to come out of that room and shut the door and do things out front, whether it's working, getting dressed, whatever I need to do without waking Phil up. So for us and our schedule, I think a separate space, meaning another bedroom, and Winnebago does have several versions of those that we do want to check out.
Yeah, there are other floor plans out there that you can go into and touch and see, and you'll see for yourself what we're talking about when we're talking about space separation. There are, like Stacy said, there are a couple other models or floor plans that we would love to test out because of that very reason right there.
Now, obviously, this is a personal preference thing.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that layout. There's nothing wrong with the Murphy bed that comes down right there. It's just, obviously, the way we want to use the space and the way we want to live in the space, it doesn't work for us. A lot of people love it. We've even talked to a couple of people on the road at a couple of campgrounds who had that exact same model, and they all love it. So it's all about realizing how you want to use the space and how you're going to RV. So that's something you should really think about before you purchase your first RV. Yeah,
and you know, the Murphy bed, as Stacy mentioned, was nice because you hit a button and whoop, your bed is made, is put away. The downfall to the Murphy bed being up is there was a big window behind the Murphy bed that was blocked all day. something that obviously you can work around if you like that floor plan.
On days when the weather was nice, it really encouraged us to go outside and
Yes.
hang out there. So that to me is kind of a positive, because I find myself trapped in front of the computer at my desk a lot, and that did get me outside. It just depends on what you're looking for and what your needs are with that.
Yeah. And with a smaller RV comes smaller tanks. So that was something we really had to work hard to navigate around, because our tanks in Ruby are double the size as what we had in the 24T.
And we weren't used to that. Like I knew like we could go a week or so off grid, or maybe even longer, and not think about water. It was a different mindset, but by the end we were pretty good at it.
Yeah.
So we got used to it, but I am a little spoiled.
Yeah. And the last thing that really spoiled me, not Stacy, this one will shock you, I didn't have a washer and dryer.
Well, Phil does the
I do all the
laundry.
laundry, and having to schlep everything into the Jeep, into the laundromat. You had to find quarters. Luckily for us, we found laundromats that had coin machines. But still, you have to think about all of those things.
So the question for you is a washer and dryer a deal breaker? There are plenty of people who have been RVing for years and have never had one, and
Right.
could care less about having a washer and dryer on board. But for us, that to me is something that I really want. So let us know down in the comments, is that a deal breaker for you, or no big deal to go to the laundromat whenever you need to?
Right. And we've heard both 50-50 on this. So we're interested to hear what you have to say.
All right, so what are our real thoughts on downsizing and shipping Ruby out and getting a 25-footer? Well, I can tell you we have a lot of stuff in our 35-foot RV that we would not be able to pack into a 25-footer. We didn't even take half of what we have stuffed in there. So I just don't know if I can downsize anymore.
Well, right off the get-go, my recliner would not fit in the 25-footer. So there's a negative right there.
So we are kind of spoiled, and I do feel like Ruby is our home, but I do want to keep experimenting with other floor plans, with other models, and just see what else is out there and see how we would RV different. This was a great experiment to see what we could do differently on the road.
Towards the end, we were very comfortable with the RV because we had a routine. We knew where everything was. The first few days we were in there, things got moved around 3 or 4 different times. You know how it is when you first move into something. You have to adjust and whatnot. There is an adjustment period. And with Ruby, we walked right into her the first time and just saw the enormous living space in the front living area. And it felt like a living room. And there in Ruby, we have space separation, which is one of the things we really missed.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so what is the perfect RV size? I don't know if there is a perfect RV size, but I do think there's a perfect RV size for you and a perfect RV size for us. It really is all about how fast you want to travel, how you want to travel, how much stuff you want to pack in there, and really just how you're going to live the lifestyle. So for us, with my computer screen, I can't imagine ditching my big old monitor that I have set up now. So I think we're going to stick with the 35-foot for a while.
Yeah, and there is a floor plan in size for everyone, as Stacy alluded to, and we get that question asked all the time. Hey, Phil and Stacy, what's the perfect RV? Well, we can't answer that because our perfect RV may not be your perfect RV, and we definitely travel differently than most people travel. So you have to get out there, you have to touch them, you have to feel them, have to test drive them to figure out which one really is going to suit your needs.
Figure out what your needs are. Are you working? Do you have kids? What are your needs? And then you'll be able to find your perfect RV. We would love to know in the comment, what RV are you driving right now? Tell us, is that the perfect RV for you? Are you looking for something different, or are you in research mode? Let us know which RV you're thinking about purchasing.
And on top of that, when you put down what is your perfect RV, put some of your pros and cons about that RV so that other people that are watching this, that are in the market or doing their research, will have a little bit more information to continue looking.
Oh, that is a great idea. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. And if you're wondering, yes, we are in a hotel. Unfortunately, we actually recorded this video already once.
Yes.
But I left some of the footage back in Ruby, and we're in a hotel right now in Jersey.
about 5,000 miles away from Ruby, so it's a little hard to go pick something up.
Yep, so we're re-recording it for you so it can go out today. So thanks a lot for watching, and someday we hope to see you on the road.